What intrigues me, and I'd love to hear your opinion about this, is that we are actually, in this story, in this Mistborn saga, Sanderson is actually moving along, I think, with fantasy fans like you and me. Classic epic fantasy always used to be a medieval setting. Right. You could picture it very easily because you just think Tolkien, The Shire, Bree, Wheel of Time, very similar. You watch the television adaptation of Wheel of Time, unfortunately canceled now. But it's that same vibe. It all feels the same. But now we're in a city like Manhattan with skyscrapers and flying cars. And yet, this is not science fiction. This is also fantasy.
Yeah. Closest I can think of that starts to get close to this, was like Shannara. But that one is set far future. But it's just pitched as an older Tolkien, older sort of thing. But it never was, if I understand correctly.
Wheel of Time also has urban sci-fi elements in it. Like the past turns out to have been what we think of the future. Of course, it's kind of a cyclical idea of time, but it does span thousands of years, if not more.
What do you think?
And I love
where he's going with this new sense of moving out of a medieval Tolkien-inspired perhaps world, and I don't think Mistborn ever actually was that Tolkienish anyway, but
no.
Doing this thing now, like you say, he went into the Western with Wax and Wayne. Now it's like early 80s. I'm thinking like Stranger Things with X-Men and Mistborn kind of happening all at the same time. First of all, that mix is just a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
But what do you think he wants us to think about or understand? Like you're saying, he's moving with us as a fan community to start to rethink or reimagine what fantasy means.
He's kind of pushing the boundaries of what fantasy can mean, because Sanderson's books are not just about magic.
Right.
They're about choices. Like any good story, it's about moral dilemmas. It's about how do you use powers. And what I like, what this seems to tease, is that because it gets closer to home, to the world in which we live, it could help us to at least reimagine the world in which we live.
Exactly.
From the perspective of what if? And what if we would have magic and powers? How can our choices transform this world or protect it from evil? I think there is ample material here for some really nice analogies. It's what science fiction is known for, to do very well. You cannot watch Star Trek without relating it to the time in which these stories are told. And so I'm curious to see if Sanderson wants to do something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. But it could also very well be that it's just going to be this entertaining, fast-paced, action type of story.
One thing that's happening right now is there is a meaning crisis that is going on, and people are sick and tired of being told nothing matters, nothing means anything. Go create your own values. And a lot of us like, no, that doesn't feel right. And so this word re-enchantment is becoming very popular. In the sense that maybe what we thought was the universe is not actually everything. Maybe it's a little more like Star Wars, a little more like this, like Mistborn. And I think that telling fantasy stories like what he's doing and setting it in something a little closer to home for us kind of gets your imagination going again to start looking at the data, looking at the universe creation around you, and start to wonder, like, again, more than just wonder, perhaps start to recognize, I don't know everything. Maybe stuff is a lot more enchanted than I thought it is.
I think that is a great topic for our next segment, to go more in depth about kind of going beyond the stories themselves and look at why what Sanderson is trying to do, as well as some other fantasy writers, is why it's so relevant, why it's even so important to the world in which we live. But first of all, I want to just re-mention the website LegendFiction.com. That's where you will find the community of fantasy writers like you and me. And if you need some help with your own projects, that is a fantastic community to join. You will find a lot of Sanderson fans there as well. But more importantly, that's also where we are trying to motivate each other to tell stories like that